Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when we come for you? Dude, you gotta learn the words.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know. I want to know who knows those words.
Nobody.
Nobody knows those words?
Nobody.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
So, man, Bad Boys for Life.
For life.
Before we get into the review, how did you feel coming out of the movie theaters?
I felt immensely satisfied. I walked out with a big old grin on my face.
Yes.
I didn't realize how much I missed Bad Boys until I went and saw it. Like, it's crazy how it's been 17 years since the last one. I remember the last time I went to see this movie, Bad Boys 2. So, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's just really wild.
I was like, thank God they didn't fuck this up. In my mind, I was like, because Will Smith's last movie's been all right, you know. But I'm so glad they got this right. And their press run was amazing.
Yeah, it really was.
Amazing.
Yeah, I was excited. You know, me and 1080p went to see it, and we were just like, man, that was good. I'm glad it was good. We pretty much had the same, like, thought process you had. Like, man, there was a million ways to mess this up.
Yeah.
But it worked out pretty well.
Perfect.
The movie was good. It was funny. We laughed. You know what I'm saying? People cried. I didn't cry because I saw stuff coming. But, you know, it is what it is. So, started the movie. Hey, spoilers.
Oh, yeah.
Spoilers.
Full effect.
If you haven't seen it, don't listen to this. Go watch the movie, then come back.
Yeah.
And chat
Check it
about
out.
it with us. So we get to see them doing the chasing car thing. You know, Martin with the throw up face was like, all right, come on, Martin. You ain't got to keep that face on the whole time, though. But, you know, that was the only woo we got the whole movie from Will.
Yeah.
Was when he was doing the speeding. And then we find out he was speeding to the hospital. Now, I figured that out about halfway through the chase. Like, man, they ain't chasing nobody. They speeding to the hospital. Like, well, what made me figure it out was when Martin got the phone call and said, we need to, slow down. Speed up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
they headed to the hospital, man. They tried to fake us out. But,
Good
so,
fake out.
yeah, but the banter when they opened the door was funny.
Yeah.
When he hit the you know,
The
he
fire
always
hydrant.
messing up. He always messing up Mike Lowry's car.
Yeah.
So that was a cool moment, racing up the stairs, and then we get to see Reggie.
That was the
Reggie.
best moment, and it was unpredictable. I did not see that coming. It wasn't even in the trailer or nothing like that. So, bruh, you don't know how loud the whole theater was like, Reggie!
Because that scene is so iconic.
Absolutely, man.
Just seeing him again, I was just like, yo, y'all already starting this movie off right.
I was like, it's Megan and Reggie.
Yep. And that's how I would picture Reggie as an adult.
Yeah, I know, right?
In the military, same face. I was like, oh, they killed that one.
Oh, man.
I don't know if he's done any acting roles since then, but it was cool to see him back.
But that's how
Absolutely.
you knew they knew who they were catering this film to. The
Oh,
real
yeah.
fans of this movie. And Reggie was there.
Yeah.
My God.
Perfect callback.
So from that, we go to Mexico, and we see Isabella pretty much getting broke out of jail. I saw the whole body changing. I called that
Yeah, I
before
called
it
that.
happened.
Yeah, I called
That
that.
was pretty predictable.
Yeah.
But then we got introduced to
Armando.
Yes. And he broke his mom out of prison.
Right.
Yeah.
So just that initial jailbreaking scene, what were your thoughts of Isabel?
I was just like, how is this relevant to, the boys and everything?
Yeah.
I was very like, okay, where we going with this? And I was intrigued because she seemed kind of imposing. That move she did to the guard was pretty vicious.
Yeah.
Along with everybody else coming up and everything
I
like
love
that.
how she pulled the damn knife out from out of her hair.
Yeah.
It was pretty vicious. So they got the villain role right off the bat. I'm like, oh yeah, you bad.
Yeah. And my mom was like, please don't turn into no Need for Speed type of stuff. Like somebody gets superpowers out of nowhere. Like, please. Because that knife stabbing, that's the fastest stabbing I've ever seen in my life. That was
She
a
a
lot of
witch.
stabbing. Yeah.
She a witch, though.
Well, you find out later she a witch. But yeah, I mean, the opening scene was just really, it was cool. I thought it was really cool. Yeah, set the tone.
Set the tone. So then we saw Armando, she told Armando that his dad left him some money and he needed to go retrieve it.
Yeah.
So we saw him go and the vault gets open. He tries to give the guy his cut. And then he turns around and murders everybody in a couple seconds. How were you feeling about Armando?
Right then and there, I was just like, oh, bad guy number 2.
Yeah.
You know, we got the perfect setup. You know, or we got, you know, I guess, I mean, like mother, like son.
Yeah.
And I was just like, all right, I know Marcus ain't gonna be able to go against him, but Mike might. That's what I was thinking about. This is setting up a showdown. So I think I predicted that coming. It was gonna be a showdown between him and Mike. You know,
I was thinking the same thing. Like, how you gonna beat this bad guy? This is a real bad guy.
Yeah, he had a knife, and he killed a whole bunch of people with guns. And then, man, what was the guy's name? I think his real name is Nicky Jam. The Hispanic dude, Zuelo.
Oh yeah.
So he told him he worked for him. The way he killed everybody was really like intimidating. I was just like, man, I didn't think bad guy number 2. I was like, man, that's the real bad guy.
Oh,
right
okay,
there.
okay, I got you.
Because Isabel ain't doing all of that.
Not even a little
Like,
bit.
yeah, she did the
Stab
Hunter
him up.
hand stab, E Honda style, but she ain't like she ain't do, she ain't do the all she ain't do all of the damn.
Whoa.
So Martin's character Marcus is finally retired.
Yes.
They have a thing they want to go outside and do the race. Mike Larry gets shot up in the race. How was y'all feeling?
Man.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw something coming later on, but not that night. I was just like, oh, we starting this movie off like that. So yeah, it was surprising, man.
Yeah, it was action on action on action, man. Like I was not expecting that. I thought Mario was gonna fall or something, or make the I'm about to throw up face or something. But
If you know one thing, it makes you really scared of social media. Because this guy literally just used social media to find
Oh, he
everybody.
did.
I don't know if y'all caught that.
Yeah, he
he
did.
was typing in whole government names.
Yes.
He was.
He can track down anybody. Social media is scary.
He's like, oh, Marcus is having a retirement party.
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh, I know where you're going.
When you think about it too, the old Bad Boy movies, like computers will have all these things up on the screen. You gotta do all this extra typing.
This man on Google.
Well, just typed in the name, it's over with.
He was using a dark web, by the way.
Oh yeah, the dark
He
web.
was using a dark web.
Oh,
Google
okay.
for the dark web.
Yeah, all right.
You can find way more out on Google on the dark web.
Oh my gosh, bro.
So 6 months later, everybody knew that was no damn funeral.
Oh yeah, I already knew that was a wedding.
Yeah.
I called that out. I was like, oh, wedding. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was cool. They got Michael Bay in there to DJ the whole wedding.
Kind of a shout out.
Was
Really
dope.
dope. Really dope.
I'm so glad he didn't direct this movie.
Yeah, because
by
we
the
were
way.
So
seeing
glad.
a lot of more explosions and circle dramatic scenes and all that. Yeah.
No, the circle scene.
We had one.
Oh yeah, yeah, we did have
Yeah,
circles
we,
in.
well, we had a couple. I think it was like at
Oh,
least
yeah,
2
they-
of them in this movie, right?
They didn't hold
Or was
back
it
on
one?
the circle
I'm
scenes.
drawing a blank. I only saw the movie one time.
Yeah.
I think it was. I know for sure it was one when
After
Marcus
he got
tried
his
to.
ass whooped. Yeah. Armando whooped that ass.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
But
Boy.
so 6 months later, Will finally gets a chance to stand.
Yeah.
Ammo's in control of it. We found out who Ammo was a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
How did you guys feel when we got introduced to Ammo?
I thought it was pretty cool, man. Got like the new kids on the block.
Yeah.
Got the new generation of the Force and everything. So I think it played well with the time gap of the movie because it really has been 17 years since the last one. So
Yeah.
you would think that this would introduce new school to the old school. I like the banter between him and I forget the young kid's name that was always calling
Rafe.
him old. Was it Rafe? Yeah.
Yeah.
Their banter was hilarious, especially towards the end of the film.
Yeah.
But I really like the dynamic between everybody. The young woman though, she stood out to me.
Rita?
Was her name Rita? The
Yeah.
one that was like going in with Mike.
Yeah, she was really good.
Man, like she was a force to be
Oh, that
reckoned
was
with.
going in with Mike?
Yeah.
Oh, you're no, you're
was
talking
her
about
name?
Kelly.
Not Rita.
Vanessa
Kelly-
Hudgens.
Yeah,
character.
yeah, she was
She was
going
great.
in. Yeah, so
She was a beast.
she was a beast for real, for real.
I was very impressed with her. Apparently, she did High School Musical.
Yeah,
I can see that.
yeah, because I was just
No,
like,
I can't see that.
I was
after
just
watching
like,
that.
I was like, yo,
She
is that Vanessa
she
Hudgens?
goes and shows up to the High School Musical with the assault rifle.
I know.
And it's like bad boys,
Yeah.
bad boys. You know what I'm saying?
So she truly impressed me with this role because I was just like, this ain't no High School Musical.
When I saw her name, I was just like, I know her name.
Yeah, but you
I don't know if I
recognize
could
it.
put a face to her.
Right.
But
you
when I saw the acting, I was just like,
Disney,
yeah. My wife was just like, that's that's
Vanessa Hudgens.
yeah, that's Vanessa Hudgens. I'm like, doing all of the
You did
dope
good.
stuff.
Yeah.
She killed it.
And I like the other guy as well. The
big
Dorn.
dude.
the big soft guy.
Dorn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thought that was an interesting dynamic.
I like
for
the
his
way they
character.
kept hinting that something happening by Marcus. Keep saying stuff like, "How did he get into tech?
Yeah.
It looks like he would be a murderer."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because for a minute there, I thought they were trying to hint at Marcus going into tech in the next movie. Because I was just like, maybe that's what he acts. He keeps acting about tech.
Oh, so kind of like, I can retire, but retire from this position. Kind of
And kind of get into something where I'm more.
I thought
behind
that
the
what they
scenes.
was going to lead up to that too, and they possibly could lead that into the next film.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and there is a reason why we keep saying next film. So, the guy calls Martin. So Armando assassinates pretty much everybody involved in the case.
Oh yeah.
And then the one snitch calls Martin and tells him he has a baby in the back.
That scene right there.
That had to be the most funniest. I like comedy, right? Right, comedy.
Yeah.
I don't laugh, but I laugh, man. I laugh through that whole. Taking
debate
the
in the car.
time. He got the baby in the car. He's like, bro, we gotta get there now. Hold up, I gotta make a stop. Like I've been in those situations with people.
And I like how the comedy also revealed certain plot points. Like during that whole exchange, he was like, "Tell me on a scale of 1 to 10, how mad was you? Like,
Yeah, that was hilarious.
how mad you was when I broke up with your daughter?
Yeah.
No, that." And I was like, "Oh, okay, so that's
Sister.
what happened."
Sister,
The
yeah.
sister, yeah. So I was like, "Okay, so we got it filled in points through comedy, and I love when writers do that. So that's cool."
Yeah, it was like acknowledging the past.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
They dropped the baby off, and she was like, no.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
He shot Ghost quick.
Forgot the wipes.
But yeah.
Forgot the But when they got out of the car and started walking and the body hit the thing, it was perfect timing because he had just been talking about birds like dropping out of the air. And then
He was like, "That better not be a body."
but that was
yeah.
hilarious. Mike ran up there, starts
Yeah.
getting his ass whooped. You see Martin.
Now, I don't know if y'all noticed this scene, but Martin was standing in the same place the whole damn
it was
time,
funny, man.
calling out everything happening. And then at the last moment, he want to try to tack on the bike.
It gets kicked.
And then we get the infamous circle pan where Martin ain't did shit.
I love that.
I mean, Martin was at the house chilling. He was at the house, man. He ready to watch Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, and even before this scene happened, the whole montage of Mike getting ready to investigate the case, and Martin's at home kicking up the couch.
Bro, that joke was
Put on the
hilarious.
robe.
Put on the robe.
Put on the. They slow mode the robe, throw over the shoulder. That was hilarious.
I mean, they did a great
killed
job
that,
balancing both. Oh my god,
They-
it was just too good.
I love how Will got Mike got to lick the Armando in the eyes.
Yeah,
Before it all ended.
Yeah.
He got away on the bike. They decided that they wanted to get in on the investigation.
And that was a dope scene because they had a run. They were jumping over things.
Yeah.
You can see that
But hold
kid.
on, I missed something though, because this happened after the whole incident with Mike running with Kelly, when they were trying to arrest the guy, and he realized that the guy had no money in the bag.
yeah.
Before they stole the bullets,
Oh yeah.
because that whole scene was actually really dope.
Man, that scene was
Exploding
man.
the pepper.
Yeah,
Kelly straight saved Mike's life.
bruh, she
Yeah.
was going. Then
Because
they
she's trying to
worked
tell
hand
him
in
that
hand.
somebody's behind him, and
Yeah.
he didn't understand.
Yeah,
And she's
Yeah.
just like, bloop, and just got
Oh,
rid of
man.
him.
they was on point. Their chemistry together was, man, it was perfect.
And the reason why that scene was so important because I think Will was joking about those guys being
Yeah.
like a kiddie group or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
So to see them in action, you're like, oh, okay.
y'all the future.
Yeah, and you see like the little drone that
He
they're
had made the
moving
joke
around.
to Rafe about his mother.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that was what.
that played throughout the rest of the movie.
yes,
That was great.
yeah,
Man.
yeah.
So back to so Martin Will goes to talk to his chief one more time, and he gives him like a thing about the reins and the horse being in control where he's going. How did y'all feel about that speech? Because I thought that was some of the deepest shit I had never heard.
Because it was funny because like when he was talking about initially, I'm like, yo, what the hell are you talking about?
What is he getting at?
Yeah, but then when he was like, see, that's the same face I made. And then when he
Yeah.
explained it further, I was just like, that's
You had the Weebay face from Wire.
yes, like
Yeah.
I was just like, we were both sitting there like, that was deep.
I was in my mind like, am I riding a horse? I mean, am I in a car? I had to sit back and think, am I in a tree? Like,
You had to think about your life, right? You know?
that was
So,
deep,
it was
man.
deep. It
I
was
love
deep.
it.
So then the next thing that happened, so Lieutenant ends up dead. Captain Howard.
Yeah.
I called this. I knew this
Man,
was coming.
that was crazy.
I knew he was going to die in this movie.
He
Because all cop movies, the captain dies in the third
But shout
movie.
out to them shooting the scene this way because this was set up like any other typical interaction between Mike and the captain.
I thought he was going to shoot him from the boat, not the.
Like he shot him in
Yeah.
public daylight at his. Who was he supporting?
That was his
granddaughter,
daughter's-
granddaughter, or
yeah,
somebody.
but this was a callback to like Bad Boys 1
Yeah.
when you first introduce him.
Yeah.
You see him playing basketball,
Right.
missing and cussing.
Yeah,
Now he's at his daughter's game, and she's like, they got the family curse or whatever the case is.
yeah.
Oh man, so that was like a callback to that.
It was tough, man.
Mhm.
It was really tough.
Yeah, and he didn't want to. Armando was told not to kill him by Isabella. He needed to suffer.
Yeah,
That was deep.
I didn't understand that when I was first watching it. Like, man, why does she want this man to suffer?
But
You know?
it ended up being very important why later
Yeah.
in.
So the next section of the movie, they go to the nightclub. Now this is the area that they filmed in Atlanta. The
Oh,
same.
okay.
It was Superland.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw everything.
The
think
other
saw
thing I
myself.
want to point out is one of the girls that let them into the club is Martin Lawrence's daughter.
Yeah,
Oh, for real?
He said that was her first role.
Oh, okay. Let's shout out. Yeah, that's good.
yeah,
Yeah,
really
he said
dope.
you wouldn't even have known it if you didn't know it, if he didn't say it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But when they
cool.
remember when Rafe comes up like, hey, this is my Uncle Mikey, and this is his friend Uncle.
And at that moment, Mike knew he is old.
Yeah.
He was just like, nah, man. Yep. Nah, man. Yep.
So that was hilarious though. They get in the club and then Marcus starts talking about how he ain't been having sex. And this is hilarious only because this has been a running trend
Yes.
With a
since
whole-
the first Bad
Yes,
Boys movie.
yes.
And Mike keeps telling him like they can hear you, but he's thinking about the people in the club.
Oh,
he's not even
yeah.
thinking about ammo.
Yeah.
He's just like, man, they can't hear us talking.
Yeah.
And then Rita's like, no, we can hear you. He's like,
Oh, no, that
was
was
a jokey
a jokey joke, you know.
So that was hilarious when they got
Really
the bottle
dope.
service and they went over there with the girls and everything. Vanessa Hudgenson
You
killed
about to
that.
go
She
to
killed that.
jail. You
Yeah,
about
that
to
was
go to
hilarious.
jail.
They are partying with him about
Yeah.
it and stuff like that.
Bruh, I did not expect him to be athletic like that.
Well, I mean, they
He
set
told him he
up.
was
I know,
Yeah.
but
The
bruh,
best-
that man jumped. Like, he didn't hesitate, bruh.
I mean, people will do amazing things to escape jail, but
Oh, absolutely. Man. I just love the setup for that.
Yeah.
He was like, he talked about him being the great athlete and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Then boom, you see that shit like, oh,
it cut you.
But that whole scene that followed was dope, man. The
That was all on the streets of Atlanta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the whole interaction between them two was hilarious. But Marcus talking about, I made a vow, no more violence.
Oh, the way Will talked him
He was
into
like,
it.
who gave you that? That was God. He was looking out for you, right? You're right. I gotta use it.
You're David, and that's your slingshot. Like just the
We
way he
was
came to
crying.
that
That was dope.
realization.
We was crying,
dope.
yo. Oh
That
my
was
God.
dope.
That whole realization was hilarious.
Yeah.
They taking all of the people out. I like the way they got stuck in the car. Well, this is before actually.
Yeah.
When they got stuck in the car, they're surrounded by
Oh yeah.
Lowe's people, and then ammo popped up. Say today.
Yeah.
And then they ended up, there's a Rottweiler in the passenger
Yeah,
seat.
the right one.
And then they're riding, and that was hilarious when I keep wanting to call him Will, but when Mike had him stuck under the truck,
Oh yeah.
and
he
his
was-
head about, I want to die like this.
Yeah.
And you're
man.
like, oh, my bad.
Yeah, I know, right? The way he casually,
Oh my bad, man.
just played him like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the whole scene at the end, the helicopter, he got the RPG.
Yeah.
Mike had to think quick, disengage the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That whole scene was fire.
that was amazing, man.
You would have thought Michael Bay had stepped in the movie just for a quick second.
For a
It's
second.
like, we got to have RPGs. And then he left.
Something has to explode. I agree with
something.
that.
You
Something
got
has to
to
explode.
something once, at least
Yeah.
once.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're definitely leaving stuff out. Like the whole thing about the penetrating the guy's soul at the beginning.
Yeah.
They're going in there to talk to the guy. He's high as a kite.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boxing. Don't come over here.
That was cool.
That was hilarious.
I love that scene, though. I love how they were setting that up. They're so they're throwing in so many Easter eggs and setting up the
Well,
story.
leading up to the scene where he was on the helicopter and he heard
Hasta
"Hasta
la
el
Fuego,
Fuego,"
Yeah.
or something like
and the whole realization that he knew who it was. He put the pieces together. I like how they did that, but I also like how when him and Marcus was talking, he was like, this is she the one who made Mike Lowry, and crazy as it seems, knowing this is a movie 17 years later after Bad Boys 2, and I don't even know how many years later after the first one.
95 is when the first one came out.
Yeah, so knowing that, it makes sense. Like, it plays into the other films of how this Mike Lowry came to be.
Yeah.
Because it kind of seems like this Mike Lowry persona was created.
It did change from what they told you in part one, though. Because in part one, he was just kind of like this prep kid that always had money that just wanted to be a cop because he wanted to prove to people he was tough.
Yeah.
So it did kind of change.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It did kind of change, but I'm cool with
I'm cool
the
with it
change.
too.
Yeah. But I like that how they did that. It gave a lot of depth to Mike's character. I didn't feel like it was a cop out, just to change something all of a sudden. Oh, he has a long lost love, and now he has a lost child, and all like that. So
Yeah.
I like the revelation.
But then you can kind of piece back the similarities, even there, because I think they had a fight scene
Yeah.
in there
Yep.
when he got beat
He
up.
said, "No wonder you was getting your ass."
Yeah.
that was a Mike Larry level ass whooping.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
How did y'all feel about Marcus's revelation at the end of the whole speech? Like all that I said, and all you got was, so you banged a witch.
Yeah.
that was
No
funny.
condom?
That was perfect,
That
bro.
was-
That was like that had me in tears. Like it balanced the mood. Like it was
Man.
all sentimental and deep, and Marcus come back with the witty
Yeah.
jokes. It was just perfect.
'Cause when you
Martin's
think about
character
it-
had most of the jokes.
Yeah.
in
Oh
this
yeah,
movie.
yeah. Which I'm glad he did that way. He's older. Don't try to. Don't have him jumping out of helicopters and stuff like
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let Will do all that. Let Marty Marr come with them jokes, man. And in that scene when they're talking about the witch, all I was thinking about was Sir Django in those scripts. In my mind, I'm like, bro, this is our style writing
Yeah.
all day.
all day.
Because when you think about it, like, yeah, a warlock. He mentioned a warlock and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
So how did y'all feel
love
about the conversation on the airplane,
Oh, that was perfect.
That was perfect, man.
Oh man, just going back
especially
and forth,
with the guy moving
trading
seats?
seats. Yeah, that was crazy.
Because that conversation you cannot have on a public
He
airport.
said, "We fly together. We fly together. We die together."
And
I
everybody's
was
like,
Hold up.
Oh, hold on. Oh man.
Like, you gonna
they-
kill your son? And everybody's like, what?
yeah, I know, right? Yeah, so they land in Mexico. They get the stash house. Ammo shows up.
Love
Everybody's happy to see him.
Yeah.
They go to the last house, and like it's like final boss, final level
Yeah.
type stuff. And then Isabella's there. She pats her down. She doesn't have a gun, and she told Mike to keep his gun because she's like, "Man, you in my territory. What you gonna do?"
Tell him, man, villain material right there.
Yeah.
They took
Straight
out
up
the
boss.
chopper. I mean, they took out the drone, and then they captured Marcus. How did y'all think this was gonna happen? Did y'all think both of them was gonna get out alive?
I mean, I thought it was gonna be some "I'm gonna die for my son" type of thing or something like that. I'm glad it didn't go that route because it was just like that'd be kind of
That'd be whack.
But yeah, I thought it was gonna be some kind of revelation moment, and I felt like the way they carried it was appropriate
Yeah.
because when you think about Armando's character, he's just really been doing everything
His mom told
his
him.
mom told him to do.
He was a horse.
So
Yeah.
he was really frustrated. So
Yeah.
it really made some sense for him to be in that type of moment where it's just like, wait, what?
Mhm.
So I thought that played together really nice.
Yeah, like all I was thinking about was that quote, or not quote, but that she was the horse leading him,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and I was really liking the Armando character, and I was like, man, I hope they don't kill him, but
yeah.
he's killed so many people at this point, so it's like I knew Will and Mike, Larry, and Marcus wasn't gonna die, but I was like, man, I kind of wanted Armando around,
Yeah.
So with the whole fighting that they had,
Mhm.
and then Rita kind of like had pulled them together, came up with a plan. Mike's all of a sudden in love, with the fact that she came up with a plan. But
I
When
think I think it wasn't all of a sudden.
Nah, it wasn't all of a sudden.
He's
It was
been
in-
fighting that It seemed like that he's been fighting that relationship, like the realization that he might actually
yeah, because he was hating on her in the club.
Yeah. So I feel like he's been fighting that for some time.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why Marcus the whole movie dumbass.
Yeah, he
like
So after they break and she came up with the plan, I think the part that made everybody super excited was Dorn when all of a sudden he's like transition, and then he just started whooping ass. Because he's like, hey man, I'm gonna need you to kill some people, big fella.
Oh yeah.
But I'm gonna get you some
transition.
therapy. I'm gonna give you some therapy afterwards, and then he's like, I'm gonna need it.
Bruh,
Transition.
he
Boom,
turned
boom.
to-
I was
He
just
turned to a whole action hero.
I love that.
First of all, I just
I
want to
love
say, if I have a downfall of that section, it wasn't long enough.
Yeah.
Right there, because I felt like they only gave him like 20 seconds and then cut away from him.
Save it for the next movie.
Save for the next one,
save,
man.
let's have him come back because the way he ran into that pillar,
Yeah,
he
Spirit.
looked up.
Turning to Goldberg.
I loved every single person on that team, man. I loved how they were building that team up, and I can't wait to see those guys again.
Yeah, because Kelly, like I said, Kelly was beasting.
Yeah.
Yes,
The whole
man.
time, like her sight, her ability to kind of predict what's gonna happen before it happens. Like she is a tactical genius.
You know what I could see this franchise evolving to? Like,
Hold on, no, save that, man.
hold on,
Save
I just got that thought.
Because I'm pretty sure we're on it. Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
I feel like this can be like the Fast and Furious series.
That's what I'm thinking.
It can
and
branch
and the
off
thing
like
is,
that.
it's like
That's what
I don't
I'm
know if,
thinking.
and see, I was saving that for then because I felt like this ended up being like Fast and the Furious. 'Cause
Yeah.
it changed from Bad Boys to Fast and the Furious because you have a supporting cast, and I felt like the next movie can be used to transition and pass the torch on to them.
Yeah.
Because they were likable enough
Oh,
for
yeah.
people to actually say, you know what, if they were in control and they had their own standalone movie with Mike Larry's son as like the lead guy with them, that would be dope.
And I feel like, with the little end, I won't say end scene, but like one of the last scenes of the movie, what Mike coming and say, hey, I might have an opportunity for you.
That's literally Fast
setup.
and Furious Part 4.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Or Fast and Furious Part 3 right before they spun it back with Vin Diesel and shit
Yeah.
and made it way better.
So I feel like that's appropriate because it can be like a whole new, what's it called? Alamo? The task force? What's Ammo. So it can be based around that. And it don't necessarily got to be called Bad Boys, but it can be called Bad Boys. But I'm just saying.
It'll be called Bad Boys and then a subtitle name.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like, since, like you said, maybe Marcus will lean into the tech. He could be like the captain or something like that.
Or he might take-
And I think they have to kill Mike's character off, though.
No.
I don't think so.
I feel like they do because because Will is too popular. If for it to be successful, I feel like and you want their names to be able to carry in. I feel like people are gonna be like, is Will Smith in the movie? Is Will Smith in the movie? If he's not, I'm not watching it. But if you off his character, now everybody already knows Will Smith's not in the movie, but Martin's in there as like support. Like he's not a main character.
I don't think they could do that.
First of all, Martin
People
ain't
will be
running
upset.
no more.
Yeah, Martin ain't running. No more. Martin gonna be behind the table.
That's what I'm saying. Like he could be support.
He gonna be
could
the
like
next cracking jokes and everything
Yeah.
like that.
he
like
could be the
Captain
drone
Hart.
person. Yeah, he could kind of be like.
But I don't
the
think they'll
person they
kill
go
Mike
to.
off though.
Nah.
They can't do that, man.
And
They can't
then
do that.
and then I think Marcus probably fit a better role. Their lieutenant, the guy that got killed off.
But Rita's the
Captain.
lieutenant.
Captain.
Yeah,
She's the new
Rita's
captain.
the captain.
But he can come up into another role like that as well.
Yeah, I can see him as a captain. Like, oh, what you guys doing?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
type.
But we
thing
getting
with
ahead of
jokes.
ourselves. We ain't even finished talking about the movie yet.
Oh,
we, we all past the end now. So the whole thing with Isabella and like Mike, I was just like, I was feeling bad for Mike's arm. I mean for Martin's long arms. The way she was slicing him with that
Oh,
knife.
yeah.
Oh yeah, she was catching him.
Yeah, she went back to the E Honda. I mean, it wasn't as fast, but
Yeah.
she definitely was
Oh yeah, he's getting sliced up.
1,000 slices.
Yeah.
I was just like, damn, man, like
Yeah.
you gotta punch her after that. Like
Yeah,
you can't not.
Nah.
You didn't get sliced up. And then the whole thing with so we got Mike Larry fighting his son Armando,
Yeah,
and that was a good fight. At the end, he kind of decided he didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
love it.
And that was a real dope moment, I thought, for the movie. I knew he definitely wasn't gonna die right there.
Yeah.
But how did you guys feel when Isabella shot Armando?
I mean, she didn't shoot Armando. He jumped in.
Yeah, he jumped in the way.
Yeah.
I mean, but she still shot him.
Yeah. I mean, and in that moment, she didn't hesitate to keep on going. So, I
Yeah.
mean, she didn't care. I mean, at that point, she's just like, he's nothing to me. So he should be nothing to you as well. But Armando in that scene was just like, this is my actual blood. This is my father. And I think it's something he's been longing for ever since his stepfather, I guess you would say, was killed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he knew him though,
But yeah, I don't think he knew him.
because he was
So-
born in prison.
Yeah. So I think he's just like, this is something I could live for, even though I've done so much wrong. I think he just realized in that moment, especially when Will stopped fighting, or when Mike stopped fighting him and everything like that. It's just like, why you not fighting me? So I think he felt the connection at that moment.
Well, he had to know that there was a reason why you not fighting.
Yeah. He's like, tell me the truth. I like how that, like, you saw him breaking down. I think his heart was being pierced by the soul.
Yeah.
I guess that was a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, he said that.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
said
I'm
that.
trying to pierce it.
But I just like how you can see the guy breaking down, Armando breaking down. And I was like, okay, he was a lost kid trying to make his mom happy.
Yeah.
And now, this is not what he wants, to kill his own father. You know?
Right.
How do you feel when Rita popped up to shoot Isabel? Because she wanted to kill her earlier.
Oh, she was ready.
Oh yeah, no hesitation.
She didn't hesitate.
No
When she
pump
saw
fake.
that opportunity, I'm taking you out. Because she's like, you ain't getting Mike back. Mike's mine. That's what I thought about in that moment. So that's how I took that.
Yeah, same here, man.
So, and then, we had one little quick clip where Marcus asked the guy on the airplane, would you fuck a witch without a condom?
That was funny.
That
man.
was hilarious.
He was like, no, why would I do that?
I wanted more, man. I wanted some more scenes like that. I thought we sat there during the credits too, like.
Oh, I looked
Okay,
it up
some
while
more.
I was going. I was like,
I wanted
some.
I wanted some deleted scenes or some outtakes. I wish they would have did that.
You got to buy the Blu-ray,
I
DVD
know.
for
Yeah.
that.
I know, but I was longing for some.
So, and then we got the whole thing, Mike coming to Armando saying he might have an opportunity for him. This is on some Jason Statham from Fast and Furious.
It's straight Fast and Furious.
Hey,
The Rock's character from Fast and Furious.
I'm open to it. Why not? Fast and Furious has been successful.
Yeah.
People like these type of movies. So
Absolutely.
this is a natural evolution, though. Whereas
But you have
Fast
to
and
do it with
Furious
the
was
younger
like out of
people
nowhere.
because
You
you
know?
Will and
Like, what,
Martin
y'all
can't
racing
be
cars?
doing those type of stunts.
Yeah.
You can't
No.
get them to do those type of stunts. So you got to pass it on to the younger crew.
Yeah.
I think I'm confident that Dorm, Kelly, Rita, and Rafe can pull this off on their own.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
With their own series of movies because you tie the bad boy name to it. You get Will is one of the producers, Martin is one of the producers. You can have them make cameos.
Yeah, that's
and
all you need
put
to
it
do.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
perfect.
Easy.
Yeah.
So would you recommend other people to see this?
Oh, I think so. We've talked about this
Yes.
for quite some time now.
On accident.
Y'all better see it.
Yeah.
Or if y'all haven't seen it, we just told y'all the whole movie. And y'all better watch it. Shoot,
Super
I'll
watch
even
it.
go see this again. Like, this is a movie I can go see in the theaters again.
I have to see this movie again.
Yeah.
This is one of the few movies that I want to go back and watch again.
Well, I only want to go back because I had the front seats where I had to look really up like this.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
that's bad.
But still,
Damn,
I'll go
man.
see it again.
Damn.
Loved it.
That's pretty much it, right? Anybody got anything else to throw in?
That's it.
That's it.
All right, man. Go watch the movie.
Yes.
Let us know in the comments down below how you feel about it.
Yeah.
If there's some things you caught that we may not have caught. Any speculation for a new series? Do y'all think you would watch another Bad Boys movie without Will and Martin? Let us know.
Yeah.
Go over to Welcome to the Wall. Check out all their content. And you know where everybody else is because it's on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
All right, y'all.
All right, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.